This is an emergency broadcast. This is not a test.
You are listening to Brapwatch.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Brapwatch episode 1. You wanna kill the music? Thanks, Alden.
Yeah, I wasn't given a table to set my drink.
You can set it there next to the recorder. Just please don't spill your drink on the gear that I'm borrowing.
I'm not, Amy. I don't spill things.
Yeah, do we want to introduce ourselves?
Not really, no.
All right, cool.
It's okay. I think people can get to know us as the show progresses.
Oh, I hope not.
I think that's kind of the whole point.
Damn.
You guys are like not talking into your mics. What the
Okay.
hell?
How
Oh,
close do I have
okay.
to keep it to my mouth?
Right here.
Like you're
Okay.
talking into a microphone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You act like you've never done this before.
I have never been on a podcast before, no.
Okay.
A podcast, but have you ever talked into a mic?
No.
You've never given a speech.
I have, like, I've yelled into it.
You
Okay.
boy and yell into that thing.
God damn it.
I want to start this off as a thank you to Alden
Why?
for stealing this horrible ass truffle oil for my job.
Truffle oil sucks.
Yeah, it's literally artificial truffle in olive oil.
So you said you really wanted to talk about your commute to work as like a topic of conversation.
Okay. So, I get off at Steinway, or I get on at Steinway, and then you can either go to 34 Penn, or you can go to Herald Square. Every fucking time I go to the Penn Station route, it's just such a fucking mess. The train is filled up, and people are literally pushing and screaming or kicking each. Well, that's not true, but like it's just so stressful. If I go to Herald Square, is it a 9-minute walk to work versus a 3-minute walk? Yes.
It's also one of the most disgusting stations in the city.
Yes. However, it's so peaceful once I get in front of Urban Outfitters. I'm like, I belong here.
I need to go back to that Urban Outfitters specifically because their clearance section was crazy. I got like 3 pairs of pants and 4 shirts the last time I was there.
That makes sense. I mean, they're right behind Macy's. So.
Yeah, it was like the cheapest Urban Outfitters I had been to in New York. 'Cause
Yeah.
the one down in Soho is...
Oh, fuck
The
that.
one in
Dude.
East Village is nuts. I hate
Yeah,
that one.
I actually got a hat for $5. That was a good deal, but their clearance section was a single shelf.
Was that the day that we tried the Tompkins Square bagel place? I think it was. Those bagels were like $13, $15 a piece. Not ideal.
And they were out of like everything.
That's anti-Semitic. Those
look.
bagels aren't good.
No.
I mean, they're fine, but for $13.50 for a schmear
Well,
and everything,
I
I
don't.
said 13 to 15.
Because it was cold, it was rainy, it was windy, and we made the walk over from. I don't even remember where we were. We
got
were
off
at
the
like
8th Street NYU stop. We went to Housing Works. We went to Wegmans to make our round saying hi after you got fired
Yeah.
for unionizing or trying to.
that's so based. That is awesome.
Look, they really need it. Danny Wegman can really eat shit. He should have been shot instead.
Are we keeping that in here?
Yeah. I mean, this is the public episode, so maybe save death threats for the Patreon, which is a perfect
It's
time.
not a threat. I'm just saying it should have happened.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I picked a really weird day to go off the grid yesterday.
Yeah.
Apparently, like democracy has fallen.
Again.
He's winning now, right? Like it's
Yeah.
That
He
photo-
was gonna win before anyways.
that
This just
photo
cements
goes
it.
that photo goes way too hard. That's way cooler than his mugshot.
Look, if she could have done shit like that in Civil War, it probably would have been a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is like we're living the prequel to Civil War.
Yeah.
Like
Handmaid's Tale, Civil War.
No, Handmaid's Tale. It's a little different, I think, right? Because they're like
Hot take. I don't like that actress.
Elizabeth Moss.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's a Scientologist.
Yeah,
Okay.
A lot of great actors are Travolta, Cruise, Moss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Elizabeth Moss. I liked her in that Invisible Man movie. Did you see see
Yeah,
that one?
yeah.
I guess that was fine.
Yeah,
But
she
this
was really
new-
good at like acting like she was absolutely like going insane.
Yeah.
And,
This
like,
new
being
spy
gaslit.
thriller though. I'm not about.
Yeah, they're doing like a rip-off Killing Eve, right, with her.
I think so.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Yeah, so my commute to work is actually quite pleasant. Door to door in 30 minutes. That's not bad for New York.
Well,
to
it's
work.
25 to 30 for us too, but like
Not if the E and the F aren't running.
My God, our trains are so dog shit right now. I sent you that picture yesterday of literally all but 2 lines in the city having work done to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we pay a lot of money for the subway. Compared to most cities, like...
Oh, I don't.
For the service... Okay, well... for the service that we get, it's not very good.
No.
I'm gonna say that much.
No.
I literally, on my way home yesterday, I was at Herald Square taking the F. And as the train is inching its way, slow as fuck. Like, if I jumped in front of it, I would have survived, even if it ran me over.
Mm-hmm.
That's how slow it was going. This guy was like, I think I'm done. I'm over it. I'm going to do it. And I just looked at him and I was like, if you make me late to get home, it's already almost 1 a.m. I will kill both of us if you don't die from this train.
You're gonna dive onto the tracks to save him, to then push him in front of the one after you get off.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I'm on top of him so that the force sandwiches him and flattens him.
He's gonna have like a Crash Bandicoot villain death. Speaking of video games, I just got Red Dead 2. It's really funny because I've never played a game like that big on my computer. Like, you know, the file size is like 120 gigabytes or whatever. And for whatever reason, my computer's had issues where it crashes like a game for like no apparent reason. I check all the vitals. It just happens, but it's doing it in a really good way for me right now in Red Dead, because it's like I'll play for about an hour and then the sound will cut out. I'm like, what's going on? And then it'll just close the game. And I'm like, you know what? That was a good stopping point, because I would have sat here for the next 3 or 4 hours and kept playing. So.
And it auto saves regularly, so it's fine.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm playing on like parental controls.
Yeah, literally.
It's like, all right, buddy, you've had enough screen time today.
The last video game, I guess you can't really call it that. The last game that I played on Steam, that the Colonel Sanders dating sim.
Yes, I love you, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
A finger-licking good dating simulator.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
That was a good one,
I actually really enjoyed it.
KFC knocked that one out of the park.
Well, didn't they like release their own gaming console too? And it was like technically just like a...
It was just a PC, except you had like a food warmer built in.
Why did I not know about this?
It was like $2,000. You shouldn't have known about it.
Yeah, it was...
It would be in this living room right now if you knew.
We would be like currently heating up chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
That thing would get some fucking miles on it, is all I'm gonna say.
No, because it looked like an air fryer with one of the drawers. You would have hated it.
Not if it was a laptop. I'd have been like, you know what?
It's not a
I
laptop.
know my rule.
It looks like a trash can, except it's got a drawer in it to
Okay,
heat up
fine.
your chicken.
Okay, but the lore behind it. It's KFC. I would keep that. I would get an air fryer that's branded if it was hilarious.
I think I would want like a Blue Chew, like air fryer, or like an Auto Blow, like one of those really weird like.
I just really want one of those shitty branded mini fridges.
Can we just get...
Ooh, what if we got like a mini Red Bull fridge?
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Yeah, that would be kind of tight.
Or if we got, the giant like cylindrical coolers?
Yeah.
Yes.
That, and just put every single fucking drink we have in there.
That would save so much space in the fridge, since all it is drinks.
Yeah, I went on a grocery store run yesterday. I was like, I'm just gonna get the essentials, and I bought 24 hot dogs, 28 hot dog buns. I bought what else did I get? I got some freezer chicken. Like I got some chicken legs that I can sauce up, throw in the air fryer. That'll be easy.
Okay.
I got a 24 pack of Coors Light, a bottle of whiskey, and the mimosas for this morning, some eggs, some bacon, and a couple of bagels. $93. It's not bad.
So I do have to shout out GoPuff, even though they're really turning to shit. I can still get my eggs for $2.
Yeah, I got a dozen for $3, so that's pretty good.
I don't know what it is. Even when we buy literally barely anything, our grocery bill is around $300.
It's not barely anything. We're really struggling to bring it home.
we've set a limit when we go to get groceries. We bring 4 bags because I know I can only carry 2 or I'm gonna have an autistic meltdown.
2? You can only carry 1.
I have carried 2.
You
put them
have
down to
carried
take
2.
breaks.
You can only carry 1.
Listen.
We need to get a cart.
Yeah, just get a cart. It'll help for laundry too.
Yeah, but I found like one of those that's an insulated bag, which would be great for a beach trip too.
Yeah. Throw some beers and ice in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you take the A straight to Rockaway Beach now?
Mm-hmm.
You've always been able to. Since the dawn of the A
You can
train.
I'm only saying that because I saw the fucking sign yesterday.
You can take the R to Lake Coney.
No, I know that.
Okay, well you can take the Q to Brighton.
You can take the R to Coney. You can take the N to Coney.
You can take the B and D to Brighton, Coney, somewhere in there. I don't know. One of they branch off at some point.
I don't think I've ever been on the queue.
No.
Good.
Don't.
It sucks.
The Q train is the lamest train ever.
Yeah.
It is the same thing as the R, but then just randomly ends on the Upper East Side. It's awful.
I've gotten stuck on that train so many times.
I have accidentally hopped on a Q a couple of times.
Oh, it's not like I accidentally hop on a Q. I'm getting on an N, and then suddenly it is no longer
it
an
turns
N.
into a Q.
Yeah,
at,
like
57th for some reason, and you're like, I guess I'm doomed. I'm doomed.
Yeah, there's not even like a good way to recover from that. You have to go all the way back down to Lexington, 53rd or whatever the fuck, and take an F over, and that's not even where you want to go.
Yeah, no, that's not where you want to go at all. What is the weirdest fucking thing you've seen on the subway this week? Because I saw a zombie rat. Like, I literally thought I was in, like, the opening scene of, like, 28 Days Later.
The fuck is a zombie rat?
I saw a rat, like, that was about the size of my shoe, so a pretty good-sized rat, but half of its flesh was missing. It looks like in The Dark Knight when, like, Harvey Dent's missing half his face and he turns into Two-Face. It looked like that, but it was like exposed flesh. It had like a giant tumor behind its head. And like when I first saw it, it was laying down on the tracks and I thought it just like got clipped or something and was bleeding out. And then it got up and started scurrying around. I was like, oh shit, that thing's alive. And then it scaled onto the platform and there were like 5 or 6 people that were like, and like backing away from it. And I'm just standing there like, oh, okay. That is a zombie rat. Like, this is going to bite somebody, and then we are actually going to have a real pandemic on our hands.
Well, we need one.
Honestly, I wish I enjoyed the pandemic more than I did. I was on unemployment, and I was crying every day.
Yeah, I was doing gig work, and not a lot of it was recorded, so I couldn't apply for unemployment.
Yeah, I was also doing gig work, so I was not able to qualify for unemployment, but I was able to at least stay working for the most part.
Yeah.
I was living La Vida Loca. I was on Tumblr like crazy.
That makes sense.
I was doing a podcast every week, and I also was just doing like random small jobs because I was up at the lake for the first 4 months of the pandemic. And so like people were doing like renovations to their houses and stuff like that. So it was like, oh yeah, I'll help stain your deck. Like, why not? Or like, yeah, you need a new ceiling fan. I could figure that out.
Yeah.
And so like that was fun. That kept me busy. I honestly like that kind of work. Like it's like, oh, it's just a little dumb task or project. Let me spend an afternoon doing that.
That's literally just house chores. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's my backup career, is just being like a handyman in some random flyover state.
See, I guess if I was in a situation like yours, I would have enjoyed maybe the housework.
Yeah, it was pleasant.
Since it was just my dad's house, I was against it completely every single time. Yeah. And I was just a bitch.
That tracks. That totally tracks.
My dad was working from home during the thing, and he barely actually does anything since he works from home, working in tech. And so he would find random shit to do. One time he was like, I'm going to put tile in the kitchen. And we redid it 4 times because my mom would step on the tiles before the concrete or whatever.
She needs to be put down.
Oh.
Oh, this is the public.
This is the second one.
Yeah, we should go into that on the Patreon. Like I said, check out patreon.com/Brapwatch, or whatever I dub in case that's taken for some reason. If it's taken, it's a fetish thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we should subscribe.
Well, we will.
And we'll have a viewing party. We'll be like, guys, let's see what Brapwatch is all about. Let's get into this.
I was
guys.
looking around. I couldn't find any other podcast name, Brapwatch. But if it exists, we'll throw a little variation in there. We'll be
If
like,
it exists, the third threat's coming out.
it'll be like Brapwatch with Nathaniel Martin or like something like that. Brapwatch featuring Alden Mason. that would be
That's weird.
Alden Mason's Brapwatch.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Brapwatch, an Alden Mason joint.
Damn it.
So Spike Lee, he's pretty cool.
What did I just watch from him recently?
Did you watch The Five Bloods?
No.
Give that a watch. I didn't really dig it the first time. Like I was like, oh, this is like a really good movie, but then plot kind of falls apart.
I remember you talking about it when you watched it.
Cause like I loved the first like 3/4 of the movie. I thought it was like a really unique, like, oh, all these like Black Vietnam vets are gonna go back over there in search of like, I think they found like treasure or like a lot of like interesting artifacts that they wanted to bring back or something like that. And it was like a fun like adventure movie, but it has like imagery and stuff that calls back to like actually being like a Vietnam movie at the same time too.
Okay, yeah.
And Chadwick Boseman, who's a great actor, rest in peace, plays like their hero friend that was one who didn't make it. So they were kind of all doing the trip for him.
That's ironic.
Yeah, no. So like it was a good movie, and then like the last act was just like a dumb action movie, and it really pissed me off. The first time I saw it, but the second time I saw it, I was like, no, this is just a perfect movie. This is like everything. It's got a little drama. It's got a lot of humor.
Yeah.
It's got like tension, and then it's got like a dumb ending. Like this is perfect. I'm a little worried about his High and Low remake. That could be weird. He's doing like a remake of like a beloved like Criterion classic-esque film that doesn't really need to be remade. And the last time he did a remake of a foreign film, it was the Old Boy remake with Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Not good.
We'll see what happens. I don't know.
I just can't stop thinking about the movie we saw, Her. We were watching Her. That's Spike...
Can you talk into your microphone?
I'm sorry.
That's not Spike Lee.
I know that Spike Jonze is what I was saying, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I just keep thinking about the scene where he's, utilizing that interface and he's using his two fingers to navigate.
Oh, the like game,
yeah.
the game thing.
I was just like, why this choice? Why the two fingers?
I feel like that's pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Using these two fingers?
That's what I would be using. Yeah, he did.
He was doing this.
He was doing that to walk and this to navigate the option, like the menu, the heads-up display.
Do you think he was given direction for that, or do you think he just did that?
I think with the amount of VFX in that shot, there was definitely some like it has to be within a box, and here's the box, and he's like, oh, there's a box.
Just starts DJing.
Yeah, DJing.
Speaking of DJing.
Oh yeah.
I really, really want to learn how to DJ.
Oh good. I thought you were gonna drag us to some stupid celebrity DJ set.
Fuck you. You know what? They've been interesting experiences. I'm not going to say good, but interesting.
I'm pissed I missed Shrek Rave. That would have been a really, really good
That's
hangout.
on
That was a
you.
good one.
I'm not in the state, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's on you.
That's on you.
Well, like, sorry, I travel and, like, live.
Okay, no need to flex on us.
I hit LS's pen, got a little too stoned, and then I had a panic attack in the bathroom.
That sounds like
Webster Hall's bathroom is a great place to have a panic attack, though.
Better than a good room.
There's two bathrooms at Webster Hall, right? There's the one that's main floor.
There's main floor, and then there's like the weird congregation area that they've got bathrooms next to.
I think it was the congregation area one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I went to the one time I went to Webster Hall.
Yeah.
I literally like sat down, pulled my skirt down, and then took everything off and just sat there, and I was like...
That's the quintessential Shrek Rave experience.
I was holding my stupid fucking drink, their specialty drink that was like $16.
Yeah, it was
swamp
20.
cooler.
It was
a swamp
$20, and it was
Swamp
just
cooler.
It was a vodka Red Bull with extra steps.
It also had Midori in it, I'm pretty sure, because it was green.
Yeah.
Is Midori a melon liqueur?
Yeah.
I've never had it, but I'd like to try it, especially in like a vodka Red Bull.
It was a good drink.
Yeah, that sounds decent.
We should pick up a bottle of Midori.
For the weenie rave.
The weenie soiree.
The weenie
Weenie soiree.
Yeah,
Sure, right?
we're a little classy with this one.
My
I have
coworker-
4 different types of hot dogs right now.
I've got a lot of. I got 2 more brands that you don't have.
Okay.
Swallow
That was loud.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'll fix it in post.
Yeah. I want to find a way to get Bright Leaf hot dogs from North Carolina because those are some of the most processed, terrifyingly bright red.
Oh, like the
hot
Virginia
dogs.
ones.
Yes.
Similar.
Yeah, I know.
But
those.
much more red. I mean, it looks like,
Don't we have Red Dye 40?
yeah.
What if we made our own let's sausage moment?
We don't have a meat grinder.
We can find a way.
Don't you have an app for that?
These hands, they can grind up some meat. They can tenderize it even.
Okay.
I think I could genuinely make a hot dog with my bare hands.
I'm not saying you can't.
Wouldn't you still need like sausage lining though?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you kind of have a bowl of things that look like it right
Oh my
there.
God.
That would give it a weird taste.
Honestly, never mind.
You started
You're
speaking.
like, honestly, the banana split hot dog would go kind of hard.
Speaking of,
Oh, there they are, the plantains.
these are so good.
I'm a big fan of plantain
Look,
chips. I've actually been eating them a
$5 for
lot.
this tub.
That's not bad. Not
Oh,
bad
can we do
at
an
all.
ASMR moment?
Sure. Yeah. I'm just gonna put the Patreon link underneath this because there'll be a lot more.
Are you ready? So delicious.
If you're gonna do ASMR, it should sound like this. Push me to the edge. All my friends are incels.
Well, I'll hear whatever that was later.
Yeah, you will.
Spicy plantain chips.
Yeah. You know who actually has really good plantains as like a dish? My favorite lunch spot, the official stop on Can We Do Lunch? 3 question marks.
I thought you were gonna say Dominicans, and I was like, you got that right.
Yes. No, Tacuba.
Oh yeah.
It's on their happy hour menu. It's like $6 or $7, and you get like a nice little bowl of them.
How have I missed this?
I don't know, but Julia and Kaylee get them every time, and I'm like, holy cow! Let me get one of those.
Yeah, I've been getting
Mind
the
if I take a
block.
bite?
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
that reminds me of the don't mind if I do story.
Oh my god.
Yeah, have you guys been to Magic Hour?
Can
or
you
whatever?
talk into that microphone?
Fuck, I'm sorry. It's because I was
It's-
chewing.
No, it's fine. You're so overstimulated. I get it.
I'm sorry.
You're doing really good.
Thank you. You guys know that Magic Hour spot in Midtown? What? It's with
Yeah.
the Moxie, right?
Yeah. And it's on the roof.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
It's got the carousel.
Yeah.
And the worst DJ ever.
Worst DJ,
Yeah.
worst Red Bull vodka. It was
Yeah.
$45 for the both of us.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway,
It's better than the rabbit hole, but
yeah, that is
Yeah.
true because those were Jameson sours for also 45.
But did it have egg whites in it? Like, was it a true whiskey
No, it was just
sour?
sweet and sour and
Oh my
and
god!
Jameson.
Fuck that place.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Rabbit
and the
Hole is
glass
owned
was
by
like
the
this
people
big.
that own Blend.
Anyway, back to Magic Hour.
Oh yeah, so when we went there, we had those horrible ass drinks, and then we were just walking around. I took pictures on the little weird BDSM playground thing with animals.
It's called a carousel.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that was a like tiny little mini golf course.
Oh yeah, it was a mini golf course with like like.
Motherfucking animals.
Yeah, no, it's straight
Can
up.
we do a bit with? Can we add that?
Yeah, fine. We can get copyright striked on the first episode.
It's fine.
It
it's
was
fine.
literally BDSM like
It was like bunnies,
Zootopia or
rabbits.
Looney Tunes.
What's the rabbit name from Zootopia?
Judy Hopps.
Judy Hopps.
Okay, because I was thinking of Haru from.
I'm really glad I didn't get made
Beastars.
fun of for knowing
Yeah,
that right away.
of course you watch Beastars. This is much worse than knowing
I
Judy
didn't
Hopps'
watch.
name.
I did watch actually, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I read it.
Isn't there like a hot
that's
deer
worse.
on that
That's
show
much
that
worse.
everyone was writing
The
smut
deer-
about?
I don't know about that. I just know that Haru and then whatever. Fuck, what is the wolf's name?
Oh, of course, the wolf.
Legoshi. There we go.
Luigi?
Legoshi. Anyway, Magic Hour. We were there. we were doing the stupid photo ops at the stupid BDSM thing, and then with the rabbits and Judy Hopps, and then we walk into this room, and it's the bathroom, and then I see a table with like a bunch of fun-sized candy bars. This didn't happen just once. I went, oh, don't mind if I do, and I went to go grab one, and this guy pops up from under the desk, and I almost shit myself.
There's literally 2 feet between this tiny little table and the wall.
You know those those videos from like Chinese
crouched.
Twitter where it's like, oh, I'm gonna squeeze into the space and they're like super skinny. It was like that kind of space, and he pops
This
out.
man
It
is
was like-
crouched underneath the table on his phone, and it's got like a tablecloth on it, so you can't see him. Well, he like pops up, and then Amy's just like, oh. Goes to the bathroom, like does whatever. I'm waiting outside, and then I hear "Don't mind if I do" again.
Oh my god.
And then the exact same thing happens. He just pops up again. I paid for, I don't remember what. It was like a Reese's variant, but
Yeah, and it's like they have the at a lot of like the concert venues and shit here. It's like some guy that's just in the bathroom to hand you a towel and ask for tips.
I
and
would
like
do that for a job.
I mean, we know you would. We know you would love to hang out in the public restroom.
yeah.
You're like, oh, my job is to take bathroom breaks, so here I am thriving.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how fucked up the JPEG bathroom gets.
That guy is really nice, though. Of all of the bathroom, whatever you call them,
The Terminal 5 guys are like...
there's like a name for that job, and I feel bad.
Bathroom attendant?
No,
Yes.
it's like a ritzy name. It's whatever. I forget it.
The Brapwatch attendant?
The Brapwatch attendant, that's for sure.
That's episode 1's title. the Brapwatch attendant.
Fuck, I'm gonna have to rename the playlist I'm making.
Well, I think that one's still good for the Patreon app.
Okay.
Yeah. Check out the Patreon. We're trying to make money doing this.
You
which
know
is
what
stupid.
bathroom needs an attendant? Basements.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird shit going on in that bathroom.
That bathroom's awful.
It's not really even. They don't need a bathroom attendant there.
They don't need a bathroom to begin with. They just need a hole in the ground.
Honestly, that's
pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
But what they need is they need one of those guys from the airport with like a vest on and 2 cones and just going
yeah.
like that's all they need. Like they just need a guy in a neon vest with 2 little light up cones. Because when we went for your birthday and
I'm sorry.
you and Sam were taking forever in the bathroom. I mean, I went to the bathroom and then I like got back in the line. I was like, maybe they are back out on the floor already, but I bet you that they're probably like still in there, taking their dear sweet time. I just have to stand up, piss, zip my pants up, wash my hands, and leave. So I'm assuming whatever you guys were doing was taking.
I don't know. Washing your hands there definitely made them dirtier.
Yeah, that water was not good. And yeah.
It was slimy. Like the water texture was off, and that's not because of the multiple substances I was on. One of them being poppers.
The soap was just default, like that pink, like terrible, like Ghostbusters 2,
yeah.
The bubblegum shit.
Yeah, and it's not really gonna clean your hands at all.
No.
So that with the slimy water wasn't good. But anyway, so yeah, we're standing there for another like 10 to 15 minutes, me and like just right next to each other, and I'm like, there's nothing I can possibly say to that is like interesting or thought-provoking or like a meaningful conversation at all. So I'm just looking at this man with no chin and I'm like, hey dude, I think they're probably still in there. And he's like, yeah, maybe, it's been a while. And I was like, well, we could go look for them somewhere else. Also, we don't know where you're at. Like we
I was at the bar. Be fucking for real.
Actually, yeah, I was at the bar.
I think you were.
I don't know how I managed to miss you guys leaving the bathroom, but I passed you, I'm sure, and I just went to the bar.
But it's also a basement underneath the knockdown center. The cell reception in there is dog water.
There's no cell reception.
I was
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
a bar if I was standing.
This is like a 200-year-old like stone building.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I did have some. I was able to send the fact that and I went to the back room.
Oh, you
with
sent that in our group chat, and then when
with
I
the
started
tree of
tweeting,
life.
you all were like, "Get the fuck inside. We're going home."
Yeah, because you were in the smoking area, just tweeting at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, "This is not what we're doing here."
No.
Like, it's your birthday. Call it. Call it.
Yeah, please.
Don't just dissociate on X.
I'm sorry. Like, I had wanted to go home at like 3:30, but then I was
say something.
well, I didn't want to make everyone leave if they didn't want to.
They
Trust
don't
me, I
have
didn't
to.
even want to be there.
Then why did you go?
Because it was your birthday. That's
Next-
what friends do.
No, next year I'll do something much more relaxed and like.
I really, really, really wish I was okay the next night, because I went straight from there to this couch, slept for 35 minutes, and then went to a set to film a comedy sketch that I thought was genuinely going to take about 3 to 4 hours. It
should have.
It was 6 pages. Like, it was like a lot of material, but I was like, yeah, we're looking at 17 shots, but we're on a rehearsal, get it on the first, second take. Just the layout of the apartment made things a little difficult. Not having an XLR cable, which is ironic, made things a little difficult. There was a lot of factors at play on why that didn't work the way we wanted it to. But yeah, I worked for 12 hours and then immediately came back here. I didn't even shower.
I'm pretty sure you showered and then you came here and you were already changed.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I went all the way home from there, showered, changed, pre-gamed here. We went to Food Bazaar, and then we went back out to elsewhere. And I was like, you know what? I probably can't drink tonight. That would be a really dangerous thing for me. And that was a step forward, because a year ago, Nate would have blacked out at elsewhere and made it everyone else's problem. So
I have never blacked out yet.
Well, let's not start now.
I don't want to. I'm just saying, like, I've never blacked out. I don't.
There's no need to flex. Like,
It's not
being
a-
real.
It's
It's
just
like
a neutral statement.
It's like people that are like, oh, I've never had a hangover.
Yeah, that too.
I would beg to differ.
What?
I mean, I feel like there's definitely
K-holing is different from a hangover.
Yeah, K-holing's really different.
censoring that, I think. I don't know. How do
We
you
don't
guys
have to
feel
censor
about
that one. I came into work K-holing once, and everyone immediately stopped, and they were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. What's wrong?"
You look like that picture of the kid that goes to World War I and comes back, and he looks like...
No, I look like that kid who got lost in the woods in footsie pajamas. My manager was just like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine, never better." And everyone was like, "You look really scary. Your eyes are like bigger than we've ever seen them before." And I was like, "My beautiful brown eyes." And then I was like, "I lied. I don't feel good. Can I go home?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever you want from the menu, you can just."
You were there 45 minutes. You took advantage of this man's like sympathy that he has once a year.
Sympathy for the cringe.
Was it...
Yeah. And then like the next day I came into work and he was like, "You played me for a fool." I was like, "Can't play the fool when they're already a fool, but okay."
I think that's actually exactly what that saying means.
Okay, sorry. My bad. I didn't want to be meaner.
There you go.
You should have been.
Well, anyway, he got really upset and he's like, "I can't believe you, I don't know, besmirched me or some shit." And I was like, first of all, I wasn't hungover. It was something much scarier.
Something much scarier, much darker, dare I say.
And then when Russell came in, I was like, he's like, "You were just being stupid and hungover." I was like, again, I wasn't hungover. It was much scarier. In fact, the scariest part was that I got into an Uber at 8 a.m. with a fucking guy who was on his way to work at Fidi. Sorry, Feedy is what I like to say.
That's a crazy name for Fida.
Yeah, I just prefer saying Feedy because whenever I'm like,
It pisses people off.
yeah, it's really funny when I'm at a bar and like they start talking, I'm like, "What do you do?" And they're like, "I'm in finance." I was like, "Oh, Feedy." And they're like, Fidi. I'm like, "I don't pay enough rent to give a shit."
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm in the Uber as soon as I do and then he's like, "A tough night we're having, huh?" And I was like, "It's the morning and I have to go to work an hour ago." And then he gets dropped off at his fucking place of work in Feedy, and I'm home.
This guy is taking an Uber share
An Uber share from Bed-Stuy.
from Bed-Stuy and works at Goldman Sachs and is getting dropped off at Goldman Sachs.
Well, I'm sitting in the car literally like,
tweaking.
yes, I'm like, it was so bad.
You're leaving out the part where you actually called out of work, but then decided to go in anyways for some
yeah.
reason.
Oh my
At 5 in the
God.
morning, I look at everyone. I'm like, "Should I call out?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I text my mentor. I'm like, "I'm really not feeling well. I don't think I have it in me to come in today." And he's like, "That's fine. I get it." I'm K-holing, and then I get home and I shower after that whole car experience with the feety guy. And I look in the mirror and I poke my eye 10 times trying to rip out my contacts. And then I put them back in and I'm like, you know what? Life is so meaningless sometimes. I'm just a cog in the machine. I might as well go to work.
That was a weird choice. You already called out. You
I know.
already called out. What were you thinking?
I know, because I just felt really guilty for some reason. So I called him while I'm sitting in bed, like rolling around like a dog, and I'm like, "Hey," and you can hear like all the fabric and shit. It's like, "Hey, how's work?" And he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm great. I just feel really guilty. Is it okay if I come in an hour and a half late?" And he's like, "You really don't have to." And I was like, "Are you sure? Like, I'm really sorry." Look, I got Eggs Benedict for free out of it.
Yeah, but you also got pink eye.
It's probably from poking yourself with your dirty ass hand.
Actually, the pink eye was something completely separate. It was when we were at basement, I was spearheading the group when we were walking from chamber to chamber.
There are chambers there, and they are not very secret.
No, and there was one chamber, it was just a bunch of shirtless men who were much taller than me and bigger than me. And I walk in, I'm dry. I walk through the group, it's like a fucking car wash. I'm drenched. If I was doing a wet t-shirt contest, I would have won.
Well, yeah, because no one else had a shirt on.
Yeah, that's true. And so I'm drenched, and all their sweat and shit is what gave me pink eye in both eyes for the next week.
This is disgusting. This is the most foul shit I've ever heard.
The drinks were really bad too.
At basement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what the context was, but for whatever reason we did vodka there instead of gin, which we normally would just do gin and tonics in that situation.
Yeah, whenever we go out with you, we always do gin and tonics as the base drink.
Why is that with me?
No,
Because
that's,
you like
that's,
gin
what,
and
that's what
tonics.
I do
Yeah.
as well. Like
That's the
if
best
I'm at
drink
the
to
club,
have.
I'm either doing a vodka Red Bull to like stay alive or a gin and tonic to
I
stay
just
drunk.
like vodka Red Bulls.
I mean, like I do too, but
I think that was the thing is like we both had full days prior and we just went for vodka Red
I
Bulls.
think we did vodka Red Bulls to start, but there was a point where I had you got me a drink, and it was like a vodka seltzer or vodka soda with
it was
lime.
probably a vodka soda. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, "This is my last drink." And it was like 3:45 a.m. and I'm like, "This is the end."
Yeah, I brought you a vodka soda. I brought Sam a vodka
You got
soda.
yourself a double, which is
No,
crazy.
Sam always gets a
there.
tequila soda. You got Sam a tequila soda.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just had a cup of vodka.
Yeah, you got a double, which was crazy because that was the heaviest pour I had ever had for a vodka soda.
I had tipped her like $10 or $20 the time before. So I walk up and she gives me that look like, yeah, you're getting a drink. And I was like, can I just get vodka? And she was like, I got you. And filled up this cup. So it was probably a triple, but I paid for a double.
That's great.
That was a terrible night. Thank you for that.
It was not the worst birthday party I've been to this year.
Yeah.
Was it a party? Because it wasn't.
What? We were at 2 clubs. That was a party.
Yeah.
Elsewhere was more fun because I got to watch someone try to infiltrate a polycule. That didn't really work out.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
Yes.
They were all taking turns making out with each other, little lines of spit. It was like watching slugs procreate.
Yeah.
I had a much better time with the crowd at Elsewhere.
Yeah.
Mostly Merlin.
Yeah.
But then there was also some other weird characters of the night there. And they were all like, you could tell almost everybody in that place like just comes from money, but has no culture or class at all. So that's always a fun like club environment. It feels like you got an invite to a Gatsby party, but for whatever reason there's a $60 cover.
You look at me saying this?
Yes, because you're the only one who would ever dare send me something on Dice that is $60 and expect me to go.
I don't expect you to go when I invite you to anything. I just say, oh, this looks fun.
And then you're like, we got to go to the next boiler room. We got to go. Hey, guys, boiler room's happening. Boiler room. I'm going to spend $84 to not hear music and watch a bunch of people on drugs.
You know what?
What?
I'm a people watcher. I'm sorry. I love
So
watching
go to the
people
park.
tweak.
Okay, so go to Penn Station.
Go to a club without a cover and Wallflower there, not at boiler room.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just really excited to go to Boiler Room too because Aisha Erotica was playing.
Yeah, that is cool.
We still didn't go.
I know.
Wasn't that 2 days ago?
I
No,
don't
that
remember.
was, what is his name? Punjabi something?
Yeah. That one looked cool
yeah.
too, honestly. Like I'm
gone to
I'm
that
bashing it, but like I do these
Do
things.
you want me to scoot over? I'm sorry. My foot's like in your ass.
You could like angle so it's not like the Amy profile, because that last story you did were totally not on camera at all.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
well, I need to make
yeah,
clips
here,
out of this.
We just got to turn around. Yeah, I think this is a good angle. You can see my bald spot.
Which one?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was really mean. By the way, though, I'm really liking. I think we did a good job. We cut Alden's hair like on Tuesday night.
Don't be so humble. It was mostly you. I just cut up their neck.
Yeah, you did cut their neck, like really bad.
My neck was burning, and I mean burning for 2 days straight.
And you know what? You got that shit for free. It would have been $50.
It would have been $20 at the place I go to. Get real.
It would have been $50 in the Lower East Side. Shut the fuck up.
Why the fuck would I go to the Lower East Side
I
for a
don't know.
haircut? No, I'm going down the street. I'm going on Broadway to, I don't even know what the place is called. It's just a bunch of Koreans.
Yeah, dude, my Korean barber on 30th is great. I recommend it. The One Salon, $22. They upped their price recently. It used to be $17 because I could walk in with a 20 and get a haircut, and it was great. Leave a nice little tip. Nothing crazy, but
I just walk in with 25.
yeah, that's kind of well. Now I walk in with 30, but I haven't been there in a while. I checked out LIC Tonsorial right here on Steinway. And I like the barber there a lot. Like I've had two different barbers there, both very friendly. One of them is the one who got me this mullet to begin with, and he was like, "This is going to be kind of a crazy haircut. You want it like a 3 on the sides, and then you're keeping everything in the back, and then you want the top to just kind of fade into the." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's gonna be the gnarliest haircut I've done in my 20-year career." And I was like, "That's what I like to hear."
Yeah.
And that guy I tipped like 100% on.
Yeah.
It was like a $80 haircut, but it got me started on that because now I touch it up myself. I cut my own hair like 2 nights ago. Yeah, that was fun.
Anything's better than when I spent, I think, $80 around the corner from the old apartment.
Dude, the gay barber shops just don't.
Anyone with a pride flag saying we're an ally, I'm not going into.
An ally? No. These were slurs.
When I moved here and my hair was like it was like the blonde on the front and then the black, right? And then I got the pink. I went there.
I remember the pink. I don't
Yeah.
remember the blonde.
There
I
was
thought you
no
moved
blonde.
here
It
with
was.
pink.
It was.
I had a blonde money piece and then I turned that pink.
Call it a money piece?
That's what it's called, yeah.
Okay.
That's literally what it's called.
Okay, continue.
Anyway, that was like $100 and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I went to go get a haircut and to dye my hair back to my mostly natural color for when I started working because I could no longer use my money because I had none. And they're like, okay, that's going to be $350. And I was like, oh!
The Loch Ness Monster asked you for tree fitty.
It's your fault for going to the East Village.
All they did was trim it and then dyed the pink brown, which I'm sorry, I watched them do it. It's not that much work.
This was the most Instagram ready salon.
No, it wasn't. It was a very beautiful salon.
Yeah, what's the name?
It's 1-900 I'm not going to say it. I love
Yeah, no,
them.
please say it. Please say
No,
it. Please say
I
it.
actually
Please
really
say
like
it.
the place. I was
Yes,
just like,
exactly. You like the place, so go ahead.
We're going to give
Say
them a
the name.
referral.
it was either I think
It's 1-800.
It's 1-800 bleach me or 1-900 bleach me. I'm
It's
pretty sure
1-800.
Okay.
Why the fuck would it be 1-900?
I don't know. I was self-doubting
1-800 bleach me.
Yeah.
in the East Village.
Like, you found this place on Instagram and
No, I
expected it to
found-
be affordable?
Listen, I found it because I was walking around with the guy that I was dating at the time who happens to live in the East Village.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I think he lives in Bushwick now, which is really funny because I remember he's like, we were on a date and he's like, so you're bi, and I was like, yeah, and he goes, do you like women or men more? I was like, when you ask questions like this, it makes the answer very easy for me.
That is like the most. I like the memes of the like straight men in bisexual women's lives that are doing hot to go at Chapel Roan concerts.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't even do that. I remember like one time we were like listening to music together and I put on A$AP Rocky. He's like, this is a lot. And I was like, you teach in Harlem.
What does he listen to?
I don't know.
I assume all straight males listen to A$AP Rocky.
Oh, he showed me his Spotify Wrapped because that had just come out before I'd moved.
Oh, God.
And so we were going over our Spotify Wrapped together, and it was a lot of Jack Harlow.
Ugh. I thought that the
my
lesbians were listening to Jack Harlow.
It was bad.
What the hell?
He was really nice. It was just a really bad time for me. I remember the reason we mostly stopped talking was because he's a teacher. He probably still is. I don't know. I remember like we met up after he got off of work one day and he was talking to me. He's like, I had a really hard day at work. And I was like, yeah, being with a bunch of 13-year-olds who bully you and call you bitchless gotta be tough. He's like, they actually did today. And I was like, okay.
They called him bitchless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were bullying him mercilessly. They're like, Mr. Blah blah, like you're bitchless, aren't you? You don't have a girlfriend. You don't get bitches. And he's like, actually, I'm sorry, I yelled. They were like, actually, I am seeing this really, really pretty girl with pink hair and piercings and tattoos. And he told me about it. And I was like, that's kind of really weird to like flex about who you're seeing to a bunch of like 12 and 13-year-olds.
No.
Yeah, he's literally like a freshman, I don't know, science teacher.
He was a middle school science teacher.
Okay, yeah, that's just a little nuts.
I know. And I was like, that's weird. And
If
he's
you're
like,
a
what do
middle
you
school
mean?
teacher, you kind of have to just
You
either
suck it up and you
beat
deal
the
with it. They're just
kids
kids.
or you have to ignore them.
Yeah. And he told me about how he was getting bullied so much for not having enough drip when he started teaching there that he got a pair of Jordans to wear.
Oh, wow. Hoodie and Jordans. So much drip.
Hey, fellow kids.
And then, like, I remember we were talking about New Year's plans, and I told him about we were planning to buy a big purchase of a certain specific thing. He's like, that's white guy behavior. I was like, yeah, you'd fucking know.
That was maybe one of the best New Year's of my life. I wish I came to this party instead of Laverne's, but
I wish I was at Laverne's.
I wish
love you, Laverne.
Yeah.
y'all should have come to Laverne's
Yeah.
instead of hosting one.
Is Laverne coming to the weenie soiree?
I will ask what she's doing on Friday because we were all supposed to go over to her place this Saturday.
Oh, you guys didn't go? Oh, that's today.
Like the day after the soiree. But yeah,
I wasn't gonna say anything. But
so next Saturday we were all supposed to go over to Laverne's place. But I think she's having issues with like her AC or something. So she's like, it's probably not a good idea unless we want to die. And I was like, okay, cool. We're not going to do that. But I might be going to Coney Island next Saturday. I'm seeing Twisters in 4D
Fuck.
with, I think you said you were going.
That's in Coney Island?
No. We're doing that in Flushing. Then we're grabbing dumplings.
Yeah, I'll come. Okay, I thought that was this week. So then I was like, I'm just not going to go. Yeah. But if that's next week, yeah, I can do that.
I will be gone.
When you're gone, maybe it's time to come home.
I get that weekend off because you're covering. It's going to be so fucking great.
Well, for some reason, you committed to 2 straight weeks of work, so it's the least I can do.
What the fuck? Episode 1, you're eating an Uncrustable on camera? This is crazy. This is unhinged behavior.
I'm so hungry.
Okay, so hungry. Nice to meet you. I had a really fun conversation when I was on vacation with my family. We were all sitting around the campfire one night, and normally
Singing your
it's
campfire songs.
No, normally it's fun to do like a scary story around the campfire, but I was always
Sure.
that kid that got a little too spooked out by them, of course. So I didn't want to like bestow that upon my nephews, 5 and 7, and
That's their names?
no, that's their ages. I don't want to say their names. They don't deserve this baggage.
They get privacy, but nobody else are allowed to do.
They're children.
The stray that got was crazy.
Fuck. So we were all sitting around the campfire, and I asked them, like, if you could be any animal for a day, just one day. You don't have to stay, that animal. Which animal would you be? So now I'm going to pass that question on to you and see if either one of you can come up with better answers. Mine was a puffin, because it would be really cool to be a bird, I think, but one that doesn't have to work that hard and travels in a pack. They're
Doesn't
also
have to work
adorable.
that hard. They literally die all the time because they're so bad at everything.
Yeah, which is like that'd be refreshing. that'd be a vacation for me.
And what? You'll be in Iceland or one of those areas?
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like a lovely animal to
Yeah.
be for a day.
Okay.
I wouldn't have to worry about dying because it's a day.
You'd be surprised.
Anyways, well, I would say maybe. Does it have to be not extinct?
I don't know. It can be whatever animal, as long as it's an animal. Dinosaurs are animals. They're reptiles.
So I really like Paraceratheriums because they look really stupid.
Can you describe that? Because, I'll throw an image up maybe, but...
Well, of course we don't know exactly what they look like, but it kind of looks like a fat giraffe, like a buff giraffe.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
bald.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe that or a quokka.
Nice.
Tiny little animal with no natural predators other than humans and dogs.
Amy?
I think it'd be an anteater.
Or an
Already
aardvark?
are.
Which one?
An anteater?
Okay. Because of the tongue?
No, I mean, they just look kind of cool. And, like, the way that they eat ants and they're just, like, built for it is kind of... I really like that.
That's a cool...
They're simple. They know what they're about. They do what they got to do.
Their name is literally... Like,
What they
it's
do.
crazy. Like, what if, what if a mongoose was called a snake eater? One, that would be fucking cool.
Well, they kind of are.
We should call mongoose snake
I'm pretty sure in other
eaters.
languages, like, animals are named based on what they're supposed to do. Like, in Malayalam, spiders are called ettakali, which means 8 legs.
That's sick.
Yeah. I
That's
like
sick
that.
as
So, like,
fuck.
Spider-Man was ettakali manishan, so 8-legged man.
That's sick,
Hell yeah.
actually.
But he only had 3. Not the Tom Holland one.
Hell no.
Yeah, no.
That man has a frog in his mouth.
5 said every animal that came to their mind, and it was really funny because like sitting around a fire with like a bunch of friends, like there's the one guy who's really drunk and talking in circles, which is usually me, and he was the one doing that this time, which was really cool. But he's 5 and wasn't drunk. It was just he was like any animal that came to his mind. He's like, I'd be that one, and then like someone else would start talking. And he'd be like, actually, I'd be a giraffe. Actually, a shark would be pretty cool. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. And then I think 7. I forget what 7 said. It wasn't as funny.
Yeah. I think that's the main reason.
Oh, wait, no. He said he wanted to be a leopard because they're fast.
Leopards are cool. Leopards are cool.
Mm-hmm. That guy that I don't know if he's on TikTok. I don't care. But the guy that interviews kids with like random questions like that,
Yeah.
I actually enjoy those videos.
But don't they have like Will Ferrell and Steve Carell there too, like a lot of times?
Okay, I don't keep up with it that much. I have no idea.
I think it was just Minions promotion maybe, but it was like
Ew.
Despicable Me 4.
Yeah, get it right.
Series should have ended with Despicable Me 2.
No,
And
I
it should
don't.
have
It should
started.
have ended with Rise of Gru.
Anyways, Minions: Rise of Gru is a good movie, and the soundtrack's absolutely
The
nuts.
soundtrack is good.
It is probably the best soundtrack out of any movie, and I'm including Shrek and Shrek 2.
They got yeet on that hoe. Like, that's
okay,
crazy.
that's actually like that takes away.
That is
but
crazy. That's unhinged for a children's movie.
Dude, la papaya do la potato.
I stop.
I can't even do their voices right.
That Diana Ross and Tame Impala song
Yeah.
is great.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Turn up the sunshine or whatever. Yeah.
That's one thing I will say. Like, you can bash Illumination all you want. They're doing.
know
They're
how
bringing
to do
back how
music.
soundtracks were when Shrek came out.
They're doing what DreamWorks used to be. DreamWorks has like lost its footing and is trying to do what Pixar's doing. Pixar is so far gone. I haven't seen Inside Out 2 yet. Apparently, it's the best thing they've done in years.
I'm not going to watch it.
I really just don't. I mean, like, I don't.
The only thing I know is if I see sadness in the street, I'm beating that bitch with hammers.
Yeah.
I have no interest
Well,
in Inside
actually,
Out.
I can respect that she came out of retirement for this movie and is now back in retirement.
Who?
It's Phyllis from
Phyllis
The Office.
from The Office.
Okay, never mind. Maybe I do want to see it now.
Right? Yeah.
What's the, like, in your opinion, the most exotic meat that you've personally eaten? Grinder doesn't count.
I feel like the most exotic meat that I've eaten is probably zebra, but that
Oh.
doesn't really taste that exotic. It's just not something that's really accessible in the
Yeah.
United States
Yeah.
anywhere. But it was good. It was a lot less horsey than I thought it would be. It tasted very, very almost like bison. It was very lean, a little gamier. It was like a mix between like bison and venison.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. I would definitely eat it again.
Where'd you have that?
When I was in Zimbabwe by like Victoria Falls, we went to a restaurant and they had it was a weird restaurant because it was like very much still like authentic African dishes, but it felt like Applebee's core.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
It was like a weird thing. So I didn't feel like that was like an authentic way to prepare the dish. But it was good and I did like it, but I felt like if someone had never had chicken before and then they went to Applebee's and got the 50-cent boneless wings,
Oh, God.
that was probably close to the same experience. Granted, this wasn't deep fried, battered, and drenched in sauce, but it was served like steak fritz almost.
Yeah.
Like it was just
Yeah.
little strips with a side.
Yeah. What about yours?
I don't know. I've had kangaroo jerky. That was fine, but that's not really exotic. There's way too many kangaroos.
I think we should eat more kangaroos as a society.
I like kangaroo meat. Like if you get a kangaroo steak or if you make like pulled kangaroo.
I just feel like that market would be so much bigger if more people tried it.
I really like venison. I don't feel like that's
I really like venison, but that is not exotic at all.
No, that is just like redneck Midwest
Yeah.
delicacy, if you will.
Have you had skunk?
No.
I've had raccoon and I've had skunk. And
I've not had skunk.
I kind of actually like the meat of both of those animals. They're good. They're not bad. They're good in a stew. The texture's fine.
Have you had dove?
I've had pigeon.
I've had foie gras.
Foie gras?
Yeah.
I like foie gras.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, I've had dove wrapped in bacon, and I have to say, I don't like it.
I feel like the fact that it was wrapped in bacon.
That
The
sounds like
bacon
it's
was
too
good. It was
much.
good bacon. It was like, actually, I can't remember. I have no idea what bacon it was, but it was a thick cut, like crispy piece of bacon.
That's the way to do it.
You guys been to Gopchang Story?
No.
I really like Gopchang Story. Like they have the beef intestines and they grill it. It's really good. It's just so expensive and so rich.
Aren't you allergic?
What does that have to do with anything?
I did try shrimp wonton last night, kind of rolling the dice. Like,
Feeling anything?
it felt like, probably however Heath Ledger did in his last moments. Where I was like
peace.
locked alone in my room and I was like, yeah, this shrimp wonton, I'm going to roll the dice on it. And I felt fine. It was good. I maybe had enough whiskey in my system to kill anything that might have made me super allergic, but I didn't like have stomach issues after. It was expensive for Chinese, but it was pretty good. They delivered it. They called me 3 times. They
now I want
did not have
Chinese
my phone
food.
on. So, whoops. Sorry, delivery guy. He
I'm gonna get
waited for
Chinese
probably
food.
12 minutes.
There's that place on Broadway. Shall we try it?
I'm down.
There's also the place on 36th.
The,
been to that one?
the Chinese place on 36th,
Not good.
it's not very good.
Have you been to the one on Broadway?
Yeah, that one's fine.
Then we should do that.
For lunch?
Yeah.
There's one on 30th too called Golden House, I think, and they haven't done me wrong. I don't like their pork fried rice, but their regular fried rice and their white
Chicken
rice
fried
is good.
rice.
Since I moved here, like I haven't had Chinese delivery at all. We went to that place by our job that was like crazy. You're telling me a shrimp fried this fucking rice? That place?
Oh,
It was rough.
that was rough, but it was cheap. I
Real
would get
cheap.
it
It was
again.
like $10 per person.
No, it was $10 total.
Oh shit, was it really?
It was literally $11.
Oh my god. What did
Yeah. No, we're going back, but we have to be prepared to
I
like
gotta have 2
die.
days off in a row before
Yeah.
I go back.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of days off in a row, my manager, who I love dearly, he's got a story about Sbarro.
I don't think we need to out this man shitting himself in a Sbarro.
If you want to hear about a man shitting himself in
Check
a
our
Sbarro,
Patreon.
check out our Patreon. We'll go right into that after we get some lunch. Thank you for watching episode 1 of Brapwatch. I'm your host, Nate, Alden, and Amy.
Amelia.
And we'll be Amelija. They me, if you will. And we'll be back sometime soon.
Bye.
Happy birthday.